Hello. So I decided not to do a vlog this week because I really didn't feel like it. I heard you guys wanted a makeup tutorial. I'm just kidding. Okay, so before I put my primer on, I spray my face with a hydrating spray. This is by Elemis. They sent it to me. It's the Superfood Kefir Tea Mist. I just feel like once I put the primer on top, it just kind of locks in the hydration and just helps my makeup sit a little bit better. I don't think it's absolutely necessary, especially if you are using like a moisturizer before or depending on the primer you're using, right? I talk about the same primers all the freaking time. Milk and Derma Blend. This is better. Instagrip Jelly. It's so much stronger than this, but I only use this when I really need it. So like festivals, summer heat, beach. This, more like an everyday. I tend to concentrate it under my eyes right here. That's where my concealer moves the most. So while that gets tacky, we're gonna do our brows. And here's the thing with the brows. You can use a pencil. Sometimes I use like a liquid product. It really depends on my mood that day and how full I want my brows to look. Sometimes I don't even color it in, I just use this. But one thing is I will almost every day wear this. And this is like my third bottle. Patrick Ta Brow Lamination Gel. So at the tips, I kind of try to even out my brows. So in here, because it's thinner, I lift my brow hairs. I don't do like so much the spikiness anymore. So I kind of just very lightly shape it how I want. That's the beauty of this product. Wherever you put your brows, that's where it's gonna stay all day. Towards the end, I create a straight point. One thing to keep in mind is like try to match the angles of both brows. I'm gonna be using the Undone Brow Liner and Gel. I had beef with them, but it's a good product and I use it as eyeliner too. But today I'm going with the darkest shade. I don't necessarily concentrate it right here, only a little bit on this brow because you can see I'm like a lot more sparse right here than here. And you want to have a very light hand with this. Fill it in towards the ends. I kind of like my brows more on the straighter side. It's really up to you. Make sure periodically you're like stepping back and looking because it's really easy to overfill it to the point that it's way too dark. Draw a few going in just to blend it in. I don't try to make it so perfect. I kind of try to get it on there and then use a Q-tip to clean up and like define the edges if I have to. I'm gonna use the same product and sometimes I use black eyeliner, sometimes I use a liner brush with a dark shadow, a light shadow. Really depends on the day. Obviously, the darker the liner, the more defined your eyes are gonna look. The shape of the eyeliner that I've been doing, it's not cat eye anymore. Before I used to follow the line of my lower lid and it'll kind of start like, it'll go like that and then you meet it to the center of your eyes, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight down following the line of your top lid. Now, depending on your shape of your eye, I don't know if this is gonna work for you, but try. Because what's gonna happen is it's gonna make your eyes look more doughy but like bigger because you're creating basically like an extension of your upper eyelid fold. So it looks like your eyes are a little bit longer, a little bit bigger. Basically not following this point, but following where the direction of this middle line right here. Right here, and then just make sure it's like very much going into your lash line. Pull right here. See that? And then you're gonna slightly fill it in a little bit right here. So it's not just a line. I'm gonna get a Q-tip and clean it. I like to clean up rather than apply it perfectly. Now look at that shape, okay? You see how it looks like my eyelid just kind of like extended? So that's the goal. This is a little bit longer than I would usually do it, so let me just clean it up. This is good enough. I drew this one a little bit lighter. You can see it's a lot more subtle than this. So you could play with how dark it is and how thick the line itself is. Now you're gonna get it's up to you. Sometimes I like to use color for something fun. If you use black, it's like a much more intense cat eye effect. We're gonna kind of play off this cuteness with the inside with some more cat eye inner corner. So I'm gonna get a darker eyeliner. This is just like a ColourPop shade of brown. Fill that in, and then you're gonna fill in a little bit of the top right here. My all-time favorite, I've received so much PR, but nothing beats this. Liquid Lash Extensions by Thrive Cosmetics. You can already see my eyes look, even though the eyeliners are shaping down, they look so much more like strong and cat-eye and sexy. We are gonna put mascaras on the bottom lashes. Not right now because we gotta do the concealer. I use the Il Makiage Fucking Flawless Concealer. This is like my 3rd or 4th bottle. That was a lot. This is in the shade 3.5. It's like the perfect everyday concealer. It's more of a medium coverage. And I use the Good Apple concealer just to like hide some of my eye bags because this injector fucked up my fillers, but it's okay. With concealer, genuinely less is more. If you put too much, that's when you start seeing problems with creasing. So you can see right here, there's a shadow. I'm going with a lighter shade than what I would usually use. Just touch it. Highlights. That's it. Now, I'm using this flat brush. This is by Revolution. I really like it for concealer because it just creates a really nice surface. So I'm just gonna tap that into where you see the shadow of the eye bags. And then make sure you blend it, you know. Boom, eye bag gone. For the record, this Good Apple concealer is actually very, very good. It reminds me a lot of the Il Makiage one. They're self-setting, they're very lightweight. So the second star of the show. It's blush. So I started using a smaller brush like this because I've been very meticulous of where I place blush. I've been using this peachy color because it's a softer look. This is by ColourPop and Chase. Typically, blush, we're used to putting it right here and up, right? Why? Because it gives you a lift, because your eyes follow it. It actually does kind of like lift up your face, but we're not doing it anymore. We're keeping it concentrated to the center of our face. I start right here on the nose. And don't just take it out, because if you bring it out too low here, it drops your face. So you want to make sure it's not going too low. So I start tapping it right here. You see where I'm going? Instead of going like the shape. And so I take it out here, take it out here, little by little, because you don't want to put too much. And then I put some on the chin, I put some on the forehead just to kind of like balance it. I don't know when we started doing that. It was on TikTok, I think. We're gonna contour the nose and make it look like there's like a slope. I've been going in with the Kevyn Aucoin Deep for me because I wanted to be more dramatic in this area, mixing a little bit with the medium. And then just right here where you would imagine your nose is like going like this, just right here. Bitch, that's so cute. All right, be a little light-handed. Bring it out to like right here. Just ever so slightly. And what that does is, you know when you go like this, that shadow right here, that's what we're creating. But not too much. It just kind of like shrinks your nose a little bit. Put it against this part of my nose and just blend it up. And what that's gonna do is kind of like shorten your nose right there. And then bring it up right here just to create a little bit of a tip. With the sculpting medium light, I'm just gonna go very slightly right here. What that's creating, it's kind of like shortening the nose. So it's making it look like it's kind of going in here and then it's starting down here. So it's just more of a cuter, softer look. It takes the focus off the nose a little bit more, except for this tip area. On days that I really want to like go full out, I'll create like that aiguës hair a little bit more, right? And you can do this with a powder, but it lasts a little bit longer if you use like a pencil and a powder. Makeup Forever Total Taupe. It's a good cool brown. I naturally have that, so I don't want to go too far off what I naturally have. So I start right here, and make sure you're not just dragging it straight across, but you're bringing it up in the ends. And the reason why this is emphasized is that it makes it look like your eyes are kind of like smiling all the time. Place that there, and then we're gonna blend it out. This is a flat brush. You know, you want it to be such a slight shadow. We're gonna use highlighter. I'm using the Aussie one, press highlighter. It's just a white iridescent highlighter. Right here, just at the tip, like very, right under that line of the concealer that I put, just at the tip right here, a little bit on the sides, and then use the back of the brush or your finger to smudge it out because you don't want it to be very obvious. A little bit on that bridge. For the eyes, if you want to do eyeshadow, sometimes it is a cute look, especially if you use like the same blush that you use around the eyes, but I personally don't want to do that today. What I do like is using glitter. You can use even just a highlighter if you feel like it. Obviously, you know, mix it up, use different colors, use different color eyeliners, it's up to you. But I really like these glitter kind of eyeshadows. This is by ColourPop Super Shock Shadow and Bubbly, but I'm gonna use the vanilla one. This is a Korean brand, in Diamond Dust. Obviously, inner corner, and above this shadow that we created, we'll start right here and blend it out just right there, just to get some of the glitter on there. Also optional, if you bring this out into your lid, it kind of like tightens the area a little bit more, very lightly with the glitter. I don't usually do this with shimmers, but like with glitters, I like to go over right here. And technically you're supposed to do this before your mascara, but I don't know. I just kind of do it like this. Highlighter, I usually put a little right here, on my chin, right there, above the brows. It's really optional also. Sometimes I get this, the color of the blush, or like a pink or even a brown, and I kind of just very lightly place it on that lower lid. And then another option is to get like a brown or like your contour shade and bring it to only the lash line. Not so much where you put the pink in this whole area, but to the lash line, and just kind of like bring it out because this opens up your eyes more. Now we're gonna finish off with the mascara. We're not doing a thick coat, just like that. Now, this look is not complete without freckles. I've been doing more like strategic freckles. So I've been using this by Pseudolabs Faux Freckles. I use the end instead of spraying it, because it's usually how you do it. I've been placing it. So I usually do like 1 or 2 right here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I usually do like 1 right here, right here, right here. And I let that sit for like maybe 5 seconds. I'll start kind of spreading it around. So when you pick it up with your finger, you can see it leaves residue. And you can do it until they're very faded. I'm coughing my ass off. Or you can leave them a little bit darker. Boom. That's how I do it. I really like Unbuttoned by Fenty. It's a really good nude, and this is a little bit more of a peachy nude. But that's what we're gonna do since my blush is a peachy nude and I'm wearing gym clothes today. Before I used to like contour this, you want the cheekbone out and the blush right here, the facelift. Much more like, what do you say, like Americanized European style of makeup. It's strong features. So this is softer. It's a little bit like more sexy and sultry and subtle. It's like sexy cute. And I think it makes you look younger too. So sometimes when I do use contour that I still do like before is right here. It brings in your forehead. Just bring it on the outside of my face just to like shrink everything. It's right here. I've been using the setting spray by Charlotte Tilbury. I hate how good it is. Like, it's called airbrush something. Yeah, because it gives you a really airbrush effect. This has been like my go-to. If you have any questions at all, just let me know. If you try it out, let me know. I hope it was helpful. I try to break it down like as much as I could with like genuine explanations so you can understand why I'm doing certain things. But if it didn't make sense, let me know and I'll clarify it for you. I hope you guys enjoyed.